Hi, everybody. I'm eating my avocado toast, so forgive me. A girl's gotta eat. I'm letting everybody in. Just bear with me. Admit all. Admit all. Admit all. I'm good at this. Admit all. Hope everybody's having a great day. I am eating lunch. What are you guys having for lunch? You want to see what I'm having? I'll show you. Hang on. Avocado toast. Oh, nummy, nummy. That's my lunch. What are you guys eating? We got lots to talk about. A lot of things are going on. Can you guys hear me okay? Nobody said anything yet.
Yes.
Okay. I know Arlene's got some information to give us because she recently went through a city inspection, and there's others of us that haven't had our inspections yet, and we used Arlene as our crash test dummy. So Arlene's now going to report to us what they were looking for on this inspection, where she passed, where she didn't pass, and what kind of problems she had. Thank you,
Yeah.
Erin. I'm glad you could hear me. So, Arlene, if you could be so kind and tell us
Yeah.
about your inspection and how that went. I don't mean to put you on blast. I thank you for sharing with us. We appreciate you.
No, I'm going to do it because I'm at AGLA for a webinar. So I wanted, if you don't mind, I'd like to just do it first and then I'm going to have to beg out.
You got it. Go for it, baby.
Okay, so they checked the water heaters for the straps, for the outflow to make sure that it was vented properly. They checked the electrical boxes. They checked smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, make sure that they were where they needed to be and that they were working. They turned on the water faucet in the kitchen to see the water flow. They checked under all the sinks to make sure that there were no leaks. They flushed the toilets. And this was not in all the units. Some, they didn't do any of it. And they looked inside the shower to see if there was any condensation or mold. They checked behind the front door to see that it was not a turn lock, that it was a turn lock, not a key lock. They asked if the parking was part of the rental agreement. They also wanted to physically see the balcony inspection and took down the name of the company that did it and all their information. They asked one of the tenants if there were any maintenance issues or not. And I was able to get one of my tenants, I wrote a letter for him, which he signed and he mailed to the inspector saying that he didn't want them having access to his unit. And the inspector emailed him back on Friday. The inspection was Monday, saying not a problem, just post it. We posted it. He took a picture of it and that was it. So
This
if you don't want
particular
them in your property, you can do that. It
this
works.
this particular tenant happens to be an elderly tenant with some sort of medical illnesses and a large amount of pills. Is that correct?
Yes.
So if you have a tenant that would be disturbed by said inspection or just doesn't want to be bothered, you can write a letter, submit it to the inspector, and post a copy of it on the door so that they don't disrupt that tenant. That worked.
So
It
it worked.
worked. It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
And
And we had no deficiencies at all. And we got a clear, I'll see you in 4 years.
okay. Does anybody have any questions for Arlene regarding this recent city and SCEP inspection that she went through? Okay, so you heard what
Yeah.
they're looking for. Oh,
What letter exactly should be, what letter, the letter should come from the tenant and then posted on the door? Can you make a little bit clarification, please? What letter from who exactly? Landlords,
It
tenant,
was a
or?
letter. It was a letter that the tenant that I wrote to help write for the tenant. And the tenant sent it, emailed it, and mailed it to the inspector.
and the letter basically said, I'm disabled, I'm under medical care, I don't wish to have my unit inspected. right?
It didn't. No, Patty. I'll
What
send you
did,
the letter.
but what did it say briefly?
It mentions the ordinance, the code, and that he has the legal right to not have anybody enter his property. And if they want to, that they have to get a judge to do a lawful entrance.
Okay, email me the letter and then I'll send it to you.
There's also a forum on form simplicity.
Oh, through AGLA. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
under city and county notice, I think.
Okay, I'll find it and get that out to you, David.
Thank you.
Did,
Right, but that one doesn't have the code on there and it needs to be added, Patty.
okay, thank you. Did you handwrite
But
the code in?
no, I didn't use the form. I wrote my own letter.
Okay, perfect. And then I see
I'll
we have
send you the letter.
G. Jones has a question for you, Arlene. Did the
Okay.
inspector check the common areas such as the laundry room, the parking lot, etc.?
Check the laundry room. That's where, yes. Check the laundry room, saw that it had a fire extinguisher, saw that I had carbon monoxide and smoke detector. That's where the water heaters were. That he checked for the strapping or whatever. He saw all the signs posted. He didn't really pay attention to them
Okay.
specifically.
Did he check the parking lot or the garage area?
He asked if it was part of it, and I told him it was not part of the rental.
Oh, I bet if it was, he would have went out there.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that helps you, G. Jones. Anybody else have anything for Arlene? Because I know she can't stay with us long today.
I just one question. I just wanted to know, this is, you said this is in the city, right? Are these
Yes.
maybe rented under Section 8? And if the properties are under Section 8, you know how they do a yearly inspection through housing? Are we supposed to go through two inspections? Let's say they already did one, or every year they do one with the housing. Now
Yes.
the city comes and does another one, or unless
Question, yes.
somebody reports you, they come back before 4 years. But
So
I'm being hit twice. And I have a tenant, she's the one that's breaking all the rules, and she's the one that's calling the city on me to report, not even telling me what's the problem or anything. She just calls the city, reports, an issue, and she plays innocent. Oh no, my baby. I would have told them everything was okay, kind of like that. So I'm just wondering, are we supposed to be inspected twice if the unit is
can
under
be
the
because
housing?
you're under the city's ordinance and you're also under the federal rules and regulations. So you are getting dinged twice or two inspections.
Mm-hmm.
When the Section 8 inspector shows up, I would show them, hey, the city passed me, just so you know. And when the city comes and inspects, I would show them, hey, Section 8 federal passed me, just so you know. So I would play them against each other. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I will try that because I'm just
Right. And
being
let them
hit
know,
everywhere, everywhere I
try
turn.
everything.
Patty, I gotta run.
Bye,
Bye.
Arlene. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
Bye.
you.
Arlene.
Thank you,
Bye.
Arlene.
All right. Anybody else have anything that they want to talk about? And I am going to mention that I will not be available next week, just so you know. I am actually taking a vacation for a week. So next week, you will not be able to get a hold of me on the phone, most likely. So if you really need something, send me an email. Call your legal counsel because I will be out all next week. I am going backpacking in the high Sierras and I will be at about 11,000 feet of elevation, so I will not have cell signal. And I am not strapping Starlink to my back. Nope. Not gonna do it. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
Patty, yes, I have three questions for
Okay,
you.
Julia. Oh, and I have somebody that begged me for a t-shirt the other day. So I told her next time she was on here and she saw your name that you're the t-shirt gal.
Okay, sounds good. Um, First question is my tenant reached out letting me know that the temp agency hired her. So I, told her congratulations and all of that. With that said, she wanted to do a partial payment on rent. And I clarified with her, I'm like, I thought you just got employed. Like, why would, and she said, oh, just because of, I don't know, they were getting her set up in the system, whatever. I said, okay, I'll go ahead and waive it. This is the second time I'm waiving the late fee. So after this, no more. And she said, that's fine. I'm going to pay half on the 3rd and half on the 7th. I said, okay, that's fine. Well, the 3rd comes and goes. So does yesterday, the 4th. And now we're on the 5th. And I still haven't received that half from her. So can I, obviously, I'm going to go do a 3-day notice. Can now I add the late fee back to it? Because now, especially, she didn't, she didn't commit to, or she didn't send me like she did, like she told me she was going to send part of it on the 3rd. And now I also have to drive out there, write up a 3-day, all of that. So can I add that late fee back to it?
You can add it to your ledger, but you can't put it on your 3-day notice. It's for rent only.
Correct.
You
So
want
if
to
I
do
do,
a 3-day cure or quit for the monetary that isn't rent.
correct. So I do my 3-day just for rent only, and then I write a separate letter for the late fee. But I just wanted to confirm that was okay.
It's a cure or quit, a curable breach of covenant, a perform or quit letter for the late fee.
Wait, I've never done it. Well, I did, 3-day notice to pay rent or quit sort of thing. So
Uh-huh.
I do the
3-day
usual.
notice to pay rent or quit, and then a curable breach of covenant for the monetary issue of the late fee.
Oh, okay. I always wrote a letter. I never put it on a 3-day. I always just say,
It goes on a covenant. I try really hard not to continue to call it a 3-day because we always think of a 3-day as pay rent or quit.
mm,
Okay. So then you put the late fee just like you would a broken window fee on a cure or quit notice, which also gives 3 days.
okay. I just wanted to make sure that I'll put it on that notice as well, or that separate
Mhm.
notice. I just wanted to make sure that I can, in fact, add that, being that I had already told her, okay, I'll waive it. But
You
again, she
waived it on
didn't.
an oral agreement that she didn't comply with. So now, because that oral agreement wasn't met and it defaulted, you're taking it a step further and actually serving notices because she did not follow through on her oral agreement.
Okay, great. And to make matters worse, I've always informed her, hey, if something changes, just let me know. And now I'm having to chase, and I don't like doing that. So I'm writing the 3-day notice to pay rent or quit. On there, it says bedroom count. Does the city of San Bernardino have to do that?
That's only for the county of LA.
Can I
Right.
white that?
No, you're going to write NA right there.
Oh,
Not
okay.
applicable.
Okay, and then can I also add, if they typically pay me via Zelle, can I add Zelle on there?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to be really honest with you, and everybody, please listen to what I'm about to say because it's rock solid. Okay. You guys remember I worked in a law firm for 10 years? Okay. If you're going to evict and you know you're going to evict because you know your tenants better than anybody else, you do. So if you know that you're going to use this notice to evict them, don't do the notice yourself. Hold on. Let me explain. Okay. When you do the notice yourself, the attorney loses out on that money, right? They charge us sometimes quite a bit of money just to serve a notice. That's why we want to do the notice ourselves when we're going to court. We're trying to save the money. Listen to me to learn, please. I beg you. I look at that notice and me paying them that notice to do that notice for me as an insurance policy. And that's how you need to look at it. Okay. If you do your notice perfectly, you serve it, and you start an eviction and the law changes because the wind blew and something new needs to be on the notice and it isn't on your notice, when they get to court and it becomes an argument and the judge is going to make a decision whether your notice is good or not, you could lose. You could. In the event that you do, quite a few things happen there. You have to start your case over, right? Well, if you did the notice, the attorney's going to tell you, oh, we're going to have to start the case over. The notice you served wasn't valid. That's why we lost. So we're going to have to start over, and I'll go ahead and I'll do the notice for you as a courtesy, and then you can pay to start the eviction again. Does this sound familiar to you guys? If you pay them up front to do the notice and the case is bad because of the notice, you have accountability and responsibility. In other words, you did the notice, so then they are going to refile the case at their expense, not yours. So even though it's a lot of money, I look at me spending the money to do the notice as an insurance policy in the event that the rules change by the time I get to court. That's all. That's all I'm telling you. If you know you're going to evict, don't do the notice. Have your attorney do it. Okay? It helps you in the long run. If the wind blows, something weird happens, the rules change, your notice was missing one dot over an I, you could lose, right? But if the attorney did the notice, then they become accountable. They become responsible for the error. And then they would refile at their expense instead of your expense. So just learn that. I should share that knowledge so you guys are paying attention, because I'll serve notices until I'm blue in the face. And then when I'm ready to do an eviction, I have the attorney do it. Sometimes it scares the tenant and they pay and get back on track again. Okay. Sometimes they don't, and I'm already in line because now my attorney did this one and I'm rocking and rolling. I almost look at it as a mission, if you will. Okay. If I'm calling the attorney and I'm having the attorney, I already know I'm ready to evict. It's in my mindset. I am going for the jugular. Okay. So if you're going to do that, please just have your attorney, legal counsel do the notice for you. I know it's expensive. It's like $500, but it's cheaper than filing the case over in the event of an error. Hope that clicked.
Yes,
Hope
definitely clicks.
that
Thank you.
clicked loudly, okay?
Two
That's what
things.
I think,
It has nothing to do with you and I. It has to do with the way the rules change, okay? That's it.
Patty, I agree with you 100%. But my question is, in some cities, 100% what you say makes sense, like Los Angeles. But what about another city like San Bernardino, which is kind of straightforward? What do you do? Do you still like give it to the attorney? I see. All right.
If I know I'm going to evict, I look at it as an insurance policy. Hear me out, okay? We've all had a case that we've lost for some reason or another, and we've had to pay to restart it, correct? We all have. We all have, okay? It's happening. In the event that they served the notice, they then become responsible if the notice was the problem. So, with today's ever changing rules, bureaucracy, and bullshit, I think it is in your best interest to hire the attorney to serve the notice. Let me give you guys all an example, okay? Last week, new law, new notice comes out on 3-day notice, okay? Because in the header of the notice, it said 3 days to pay rent or quit. It didn't say or be evicted. So that new language has been added to the 3-day notice to pay rent or quit or be evicted in the header. The reason is an LA judge said the tenant argued, I didn't know I could be evicted for it. It didn't say that in the content of the letter. It didn't tell me. 3 days to pay rent or quit. Or quit means move out. It didn't say or be evicted in the header of the 3-day notice to pay rent or quit. A judge ruled in favor of the tenant. Shame on that commie judge. Just saying. Because in the body of the 3-day notice, it says that you could be sued. You could be responsible for legal expenses up to $600. I mean, it goes into detail on a 3-day notice that you could be evicted in the fine print, but it doesn't say it in the header. Because it didn't say it in the header, the judge ruled with the tenant. Guess what? Now we changed our 3-day notices for cure or quits, pay or quits, to say 3-day pay rent or quit or be evicted. 3-day to cure or quit or be evicted. It is now changing across the board due to a ruling 2 weeks ago. Okay? Can you imagine if 3 weeks ago you started a case? Now, does my scenario make sense?
So
Okay.
that means everything is going to read as you said from now on.
Wouldn't you put or be evicted behind your notice to avoid that judge ruling oddly in your case? I know I would. All the 3-day notices just changed. Not only the pay renter quits, but also the curer quits.
Patti, I have a
It happens that easy, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? Completely out of your control. But hire the attorney to do it and you're less exposed. Okay? That's my insight to it.
Just one
Okay?
quick question, and we're in this topic. Are the, like, I get my letters from like AGLA or will they have, are they going to reflect the change or the
They
addition,
did
or
it
do we
last
add it?
week. They did it last week. They knew about it. That's how I found out about it, is AGLA made the change immediately.
Okay,
When
perfect.
you
Thank
log
you.
on to AGLA and their new forms, it tells you, unless you tell it, don't show me this again, under notifications, it tells you all the forms that have recently changed, when they changed, and what changed about them. So we're consistently at the apartment association. That's our job, is to stay on top of those law changes and those rulings. We have a whole legal team that does that. They stay on top of it. We change a document. We send you an email. When you log on, it notifies you, hey, these documents have been updated. But yes, we stay on top of it there. It is where a lot of people get their information from and run with it. So yes, that is the source, one of the best sources. Okay.
Patty, on this same topic, I have no experience or training in like legal stuff, or nor have I been through, knock on wood, an eviction. So I can't really go, I haven't experienced that a whole lot. But in general, how does it work in terms of, so is that what is typical when you go in for an eviction, that you're kind of already, I don't know, I just, that landlords are just automatically going to lose, like, is that kind of,
No, sweetheart, but these people, let me put it to you a different way, okay? And I'm going to put it into you in a way that you understand. All of a sudden, your mortgage company's coming after you and you're going to be homeless. Are you going to fight with everything you got?
of course, but I don't see how a judge could rule on that whole eviction thing when you've signed a rental agreement saying that rent is due on the first. Everyone has to pay their bills, myself included. So I don't get how it can't be
I
argued.
didn't read the fine print, Your Honor. The header did not explain that I could be evicted. They won the argument. I can't tell you why. I'm not in that judge's head. I don't know how they presented the case. I can just tell you that they ruled in the tenant's favor.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, we all changed all of our documents so that doesn't happen to us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's just how it is. It's why there's threshold rent on there. That's an LA City thing, right? It's an LA County thing, right? It isn't everywhere, but it changed the 3-day notices everywhere so that the homeowners and landlords in those jurisdictions don't make a mistake.
Okay. I was just going based off the fact that judges are all supposed to do and uphold what's in accordance with the law. So I figured, okay, like as long as you present it in a legal and logical and all of that, but going into court in general, you can get a judge. Is it safe to say that you can get a judge that, oh, I'm going to rule in favor because I felt like it or something like that, I don't, is that, am I
Was
understanding it right?
a bad morning. I
Mhm.
really liked the way the tenant smiled at me when they asked me to have some understanding. I mean, I don't know, I'm not in their heads. But yes, in Los Angeles County, California, the legal system is broken. And that's what I mean when I say this, is they're making rulings that are freaking ridiculous. Okay? All because somebody played dumb. Okay?
Got it.
They convinced that judge, and now we all have to change our notice because of it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm trying to get you to understand what we're going up against when we have these. Do you know that we now have to put what day the notice expires on the notice? We have to put what day we served the notice on the notice. What if you're trying for personal service and you fill out the notice that it's going to expire on this day, and you go and you have to go change it because you can't personally serve them? I mean, it is the most ludicrous bullshit, but I understand they're arguing they didn't know better. They're arguing they had no idea, and they're winning on it. Okay? They're winning. That's the scariest part.
Is this what you call a case law now?
Yes. Case studies there. Judge ruled. Tenant argued, I didn't know I could be evicted. Judge ruled, okay, I agree with you. The header did not say or be evicted. It said 3-day pay rent or quit. So now if you go pull a new 3-day pay rent or quit, you look at them because they say 3-day pay rent or quit or be evicted. And that would be the why. So in the event you know you are going to evict, because you know your tenants better than anybody, hire the law firm to serve the notice, even though it costs you money. Look at it, if it costs you $500, is you just spent $500 on an insurance policy that if the rules change before I get to court and I have to start all over again, they're going to pay for it, not me, because they did the notice. That's all that does. Okay? So in order for us to not get so frustrated with the way things are favoring and the way things are working, we just need to think in a way that helps us be prepared for them. Right? Buy the $500. What if you could buy an insurance policy? Let me rephrase what I'm talking about. What if you could buy an insurance policy that would say that if you lose your case based on a technicality on the notice, that you could have it refiled at the attorney's expense instead of yours? That insurance policy is called pay them to do the notice. That is the easiest way I could explain it to you. If you look at it that way, you won't be so frustrated when they charge you $500 to go serve a notice. We know damn well how to fill out, serve, and everything. But it's an insurance policy. Look at it that way. You're buying an insurance policy to make them accountable if the commie judge rules in a way that is other than what the law says.
Patty, I'm sorry. I've been out and I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody. I've been out, illness, personal reasons. I've been away
Oh, I'm
for
sorry. We
over a
still love
year, but I'm trying to get back. And if I ask questions that you guys already went through, I do apologize. And maybe I can talk to you when you're available so I can maybe catch up. I have a few questions. I've been neglecting my things that I have to do.
Hey,
And
some of
so
us have to do that. It's called life and prioritizing. And sometimes other things are more important. We all understand. It's okay. What can I
anyway,
do for
you said to hire an attorney to do the notices, of course, because before, yes, I used to do the notices and deliver them, and I do understand
you? You can do that.
completely.
But if you're going to evict, don't do the notice yourself. Hire the attorney to do the one that's going to start the eviction.
Yes, and then continue with the attorney, right? It's not something that you
Correct.
you train our us to do ourselves. It's just
I
that's
worked
an
in a
extra
law
step that we're
firm.
doing.
I worked in a law firm for 10 years. Okay. I understand the process of law. I understand the way that the law works, but I can't help you defend your case in a courtroom. I'm not an attorney. So I could teach you until I'm blue in the face, but it isn't going to give you the tool you need. Make
Yes,
sense? Okay.
makes
I could
sense.
tell you how to file, where to file, how to get your fees waived. I worked in a law firm for 10 years. I know all that stuff. The problem is, I don't have the attorney brain of, oh, they just served you an ex parte motion to do this and this. We have to defend it now. We need an attorney. See how it just went right over my pay grade? Because I don't know
Yes.
how to defend that. Okay. Is it possible? Yes. I know how you do it, but I don't know how to write up the rebuttal for that. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a
Hmm.
paralegal. I'm not any of those things. So when it comes to when it comes to putting a new roof on your property, you don't hire a handyman to do that. You hire a professional, right?
Yes, understood.
Same thing when you do an eviction. You're not going to hire a handyman to do your legal aspects. You're going to hire a professional, right? Same concept. Just put that whole different hat on. But as long as you're capable of serving a notice, filling it out, and you don't think you're going to evict, it's just what you have to do to get them to pay the rent, then do that. But in the event you know you're going to evict for whatever reason, hire the attorney to do it, is all I'm saying. It helps protect you. And please be aware that the rules change when the wind blows. Like I said, last week we got this change about or be evicted is now on all of AGLA's documents because of this case law that just came out.
Oh, thank you.
It's ludicrous, but it's what we're dealing with. So know that it can happen at any time, and that would be the way that I would try to protect myself from the wind blowing and the rules changing.
Patty, if my form says 3-day notice to pay rent or move out, so I use different forms,
It
is
should say 3-day pay rent or quit or be evicted. That is the legal terminology as of today.
okay. And so if mine does not say that, can I like add that in, or can I put that
Change your
on?
header.
Okay.
3-day to pay rent, comma, or quit, comma, or be evicted. Period.
Okay.
That
I'll
is
put
the
that.
header on the top of the notice.
Yeah, because AOA does not have that.
Say that again.
AOA does not have that. So
Say that again.
yep, AOA doesn't have
Okay.
it. So anyone who uses
Go
that.
pull car forms. California Association of Realtors, and tell me if they have it, because they don't.
Oh, okay.
It takes these other places months to catch up with the rule changes.
Okay.
Okay. Remember I said that. If the apartment association is right on top of it because that's what we do.
That's
That's our
why
focus is
that's
the
why
law
we
changes, right?
that's why we like to listen to you, Patty, every week.
I don't tell you about all the changes because they're insane. But I want to inform you of big changes like this and cases that we lose because it helps us understand sometimes what we're up against and why the big change. Why all of a sudden are we changing all these documents? That's why. One judge in LA. Allie says that's why AGLA exists. They are for us. And she's not lying. She is telling you straight out. That is what AGLA does. We have people in our office that strictly deal with legislative updates. Strictly, that go to these meetings, that go to these things in Sacramento to see how they're ruling. We have a whole legislative team. It's the two boys, that's what we call them, the boys. And then we have another gal, her name's Janet. So there's three right off the top of my head that deal with nothing but the legislative updates, even by the little municipalities. That's why we're able to tell you, hey, Baldwin Park just changed their rule. This is their new way of doing things, and we have the notices for them. AGLA keeps up on all of that. I mean, we have people that's their full-time job. That's what they do. They just follow this stuff. So it's a really good resource to have. AOA does not keep up with it in the amount that we do, in my opinion. But that's the difference between AOA. CAR doesn't because they do California Association of Realtors, in my opinion. They are there for real estate sales transactions. They are great at it. They do an amazing job on all their back and forth offers, everything to do with a sales transaction. And as a side gig, I think that they offer documents for property management, but I don't think that's their main focus. I don't think it's something that they keep up with consistently as quickly as AGLA does. There's the words I wanted. It could take them months to catch up. That's all. That's what I'm trying to say. Anybody have anything else? Throw your questions at me. What else you got?
The idea, how many notices, how many 3-day or quit notices, should we serve before we call the attorney and say, this is the final one, serve them? And how
Okay,
many
are
does
you
it
talking?
take to actually, win in court?
Linda, are you talking about pay rent or quits or cure or quits?
I'm sorry, pay rent or quit.
One.
One.
If you're over the threshold amount and your tenant still doesn't pay you within 3 days, I'd call the attorney, ask them to serve a notice, and then start the eviction. As long as you're over the threshold amount, you only need one, pay rent or quit, to be successful in court that complies with all the rules and regulations.
Okay, thanks.
On another note, on a curable breach of covenant, that's our cure or quit notice. Perform or quit, you didn't pay a late fee, or you broke a window, or you have unauthorized occupants. It's for anything else in the lease that's a violation. You have to talk to your legal counsel. What I mean by that is, let's just say we're talking about an unauthorized occupant. Okay,
Mhm.
that's an easy one, right? In LA City, LA County, your attorney may want you to serve that cure or quit notice to get rid of that unauthorized occupant 7 times, 5 to 7 times, okay, before they do the notice to quit. In Riverside County or San Bernardino County, they may want you to serve it just once, and if they don't comply, then do the quit notice.
I
So
see.
it depends on jurisdiction, but when it comes to pay rent or quit, if they are over the threshold amount and they did not pay in 3 days, you can start eviction on the fourth day.
Okay. Awesome. That would be great. Thanks.
No problem. Anybody else have questions? I'm hearing things of people talk about the CARES Act, saying that the CARES Act expired when the COVID protections expired. No, it didn't. The COVID protections for CARES Act expired, but we still have to use a CARES Act notice, to the best of my knowledge. Okay? We still have to use CARES Act. It has nothing to do with COVID. Don't make the mistake. I also run around last week and saw a bunch of you at the AGLA classes. We went all over the place on a whirlwind. I taught 7 classes in 4 days. It was crazy, all on the new form system. So some of you I bumped into, some of you I got to say hello and hi. It was great to see everybody. I'm glad you guys are using the new forms and loving the new forms. If you haven't upgraded to the fillable online, I highly recommend and suggest it. Being able to put all of your photos on the cloud, all in one place that you can access from anywhere you have an internet connection is ideal for us. It's a lot better than us carrying around the gigantic filing cabinet. Okay. They are looking at cell phone videos in courtrooms now. They now have projectors in courtrooms so you can pull up a photo, lay it on the projector on your phone, and it shows on the big screen. Same thing with the video. You press play and it projects it up on the big screen. And they're now putting these projectors in courtrooms so that people can use evidence off of their phones. Okay? So before, where we weren't allowed, they're not going to look at your phone in a courtroom. They do now. Okay. Remember those old school, and I'm a Gen Xer for those of you that don't know. Remember those projectors they'd put in our classrooms and the teacher would write on them and it would show it up on the screen while the teacher was writing? Remember those projectors? It's those projectors they're putting in courtrooms now, where instead of the teacher writing, you're looking at a document and everybody can see it. You're looking at your cell phone and everyone can see it. So they are looking at videos and photographs off of a cell phone in a courtroom now, and that's how they're doing it. It is submissible as evidence.
Hi, Patty. You said something. I missed that whole thing. You said that you had so there was like a training and you show or you were able to show them how
For
to.
those of you that don't know, I work at AGLA, AAGLA, the Apartment
Yes, yeah,
Association of Greater Los Angeles.
mm-hmm.
We have a new forms program. So remember how you used to go on and pull out leases and notices? That's
Yes.
changed. We have a new system that lets you store everything online on the cloud. It also is fillable online. So if you fill in the landlord's address and the tenant's address and the names of all the parties and fill out this questionnaire, if you will, And then you tell it, okay, I'm going to create this tenancy. And then you pull in a lease packet for LA City and it has all the addenda included in the lease packet. And you hit create the tenancy. It then autofills all of your information where it says owner or
Oh
the
my,
LLC or the this on all the addendums. It fills
oh wow, that's a life
fills it,
changer.
right. I can do a whole lease with the move-in inspection, all the paperwork in less than 15 minutes.
Oh, I want to learn that.
Okay, so you guys asked me to give you tools to help you better. I listened. So if you're a member of AGLA, AGLA has a new forms program called Form Simplicity. You get it free with your basic membership. It is free, okay? But they do have an updated version that allows for e-signing. So you have electronic signature capabilities. So instead of printing out the lease with all this information on it, you then just email it to the tenant signs it all, and it comes back to you, and then you sign it all. And now you have a digital copy of everything, and you didn't waste any paper or any ink. Got it?
Wow,
So it's
that's amazing.
$125 a year for the upgrade. Come on, it's like $10 a month. You're worth it. I promise. You're worth it. Okay?
Definitely.
10
Thank you.
bucks a month and it's a godsend. You can then email your files to your legal counsel, photographs, everything can be uploaded. Your invoices, the warranty on the roof, you can put everything on the cloud and get rid of your paper files. That way, if you need to send something to the attorney, you just check what you want to send him and email it to him. Bam, he has it. Easy peasy. Okay? Form Simplicity through AGLA, and I highly suggest and recommend the upgrade. You're worth it.
Thank you.
It's cheap and you're worth it. Okay? Anybody else have anything?
Well, if nobody else has any questions, is there a possibility? I know I have it somewhere, probably on my notes, but your contact information, because I might be calling you with some other questions.
Just call AGLA. I'm at extension 305.
305.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then if it's after hours and I'm not at AGLA and you need to call me, I don't like to say it on this chat because I honestly this goes on the internet later.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yes.
So I'm actually someone's trying to call me and this is going to be really annoying. Hang on, I'm trying to put it in the chat for you, okay? But this is a nightmare. Someone's trying to call me from Agla and it's not going to let me do what I need to do. This sucks. Okay, let me try to disconnect something really quick. Oh, my life. I love my life. This is wonderful. Hang on, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I got to make myself unavailable for Agla. I goofed. And now I'm on Do Not Disturb. So that's done. And I should be able to come back to you now without them bugging me. And it worked. Yay. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I just put the phone number. Oh, I missed a digit. God love me. In the chat. Okay. Just bear with me. There's the number you can call on weekends and after hours. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Do not call me next week. You guys text message me because I'm not going to get back to you until like Monday. I'm going backpacking. I will not have cell signal. I will be gone for 5 days. I leave on Tuesday. I won't be back till Monday. Okay? Everybody got that? Gone on Tuesday, won't be back till Monday.
Enjoy every bit of it.
Yes, I plan on putting all my heavy crap on the donkeys because I don't carry stuff at my age. And we're going to go enjoy Mother Nature at 11,000 feet where nobody else is around and do some fishing. Anybody else have anything they want to ask me? Otherwise, I'm going to get off of here. Oh, here comes Rachel. Hang on. By the law, do you need to install a dishwasher or no? No. Well, I don't know the law of my house. I want a dishwasher. But no, law does not require a dishwasher at this time or a washer dryer.
But they do require now a refrigerator
Refrigerator
and
and
a
stove.
stove.
Correct.
What about ceiling fans? If are they required, or if you already have one, and let's say you already install one and then it broke, you don't want to deal with it, you take it off and you install a lamp. Can that be possible if they already?
No, that's called bait and switch. You have to replace like for like.
I see.
If you
Okay,
are
thank you.
going to take away the ceiling fan, then you need to give them a reduction in rent because you're giving them a reduction in services.
Okay.
Nobody wants to give a reduction in rent because of a reduction in services unless it makes sense. Okay?
Patty, on that same topic, and this is probably dumb on my part for not getting it in the moment, but we got a new roof. And this was, I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago. And anyways, the roof installer, the roofing company, said it's bad to have a swamp cooler on the roof because they leak. So we removed the swamp cooler. I let them know. I said, hey, we have to remove it. Is that going to be an issue for you guys? And they said, oh, no, because we already have our own window AC units. Again, I probably should have gotten that in writing, and I did not. Do I need to get that now?
I wouldn't press the issue at this point. Um,
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it. I would remind them of the oral conversation that you had, and I would argue that until I was blue in the face.
Okay, got it. And I have one last absurd hypothetical question for you.
Nothing's absurd
If
in this
in the
industry, let
event,
me tell you.
if in the event you were to get a squatter, it seems as if as long as you present a rental agreement, then anybody has access to or rights to the house or to the property. So couldn't, and I'm not saying an owner is going to be, I know I wouldn't have been brave enough to do this, but couldn't you just get
Guido?
put a rental agreement in your name, like the owner's name, and then boom, they have rights to it?
No, the owner owns the property. A lease contract between the owner. The owner's not going to rent themselves their own house. That isn't going to work.
Okay.
But in the event you had a squatter, if you then rented the unit to Guido, Guido would have every right to show up and be on the premises.
Hmm.
It could be a family member of yours too, right?
It could be anybody. Why I say Guido is that's who we describe as the mafia member that comes and is obnoxious, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so hypothetically, Patty has a friend. Patty's friend rents rooms in one of her homes. She just rents rooms. One of those rooms she always keeps vacant. That would be for whenever I need to visit. I'm a weird roommate, though. I have a big problem with feng shui. So, like when everybody's gone at work, I'll remove all the interior doors from the property because I'm a tenant at this house. I'm not the owner. Are you paying attention? Somebody else owns this house and I'm a tenant. So now I move in. Okay, you with me? And I remove all the interior doors because I don't like the feng shui to the bathrooms, to the bedrooms. You paying attention yet? I also tend to use fart spray in the middle of the night. Just happens. I mean, unfortunately, I'm a little gassy. That show you see on Netflix or A&E, whatever it is, that's real. Okay? Those leases are real. It works. All right? I'm being messaged by my boss that I have a meeting soon. Yes, I'm aware of the
Hey,
meeting.
Patty, you mentioned interior doors. It's illegal to have the tenant move the exterior door as well.
Hold on. If you remove exterior doors, the landlord has to replace them as a habitability issue, correct? Ah, if you remove interior doors because another roommate removed the interior doors, what can the landlord do about that? Nothing. Another roommate did it.
You cannot somehow make them responsible, make whoever removed it and have them.
No, what you guys are missing is that's how we get out the people without evicting them. Is an obnoxious tenant moves in, removes all the doors, sprays fart spray, plays loud music. It pushes out the other people. Like a Guido.
I see what you're saying now.
Now you get it. Okay. I'm not the owner. I'm the obnoxious tenant. Okay?
I got it now. Okay.
Fart spray is real. It works, okay? It is atrocious. If you're going to buy it, order it on the internet. And this is me talking to you. Go outside to the farthest corner of your property, downwind, not upwind, and spray 1 squirt of it on the fence, okay? Back up immediately. Every time you walk past that for the next week, it will smell like rancid, rotten eggs, sulfur, whatever that smell is. It's atrocious, okay? If you walk down the street and spray it all down the front of the sidewalk, I guess no homeless people would want to camp there that week, right? We have weird ways of fixing problems we don't have control of. I know you guys all know about non-audible dog whistles, correct? Non-audible means humans can't hear them. Ding, did the light bulb come on? I don't know the legalities regarding training someone else's personal property, so I can't suggest to you that you might want to blow the whistle every time the dogs bark, because that might train them to not bark as much. Oh, yeah. I don't know the legalities of training someone else's personal property, so it's not something I recommend. All right, anybody else have anything? And I thank you all for understanding what I'm saying without me having to go into depth. Right now, everybody's mind spinning.
Yes, very smart.
Your mind's spinning. In an apartment community, instead of arguing and yelling with the tenant, I could just blow a whistle nobody can hear. Oh, this is a great idea. I don't know the legalities, so I don't recommend it. They're starting to sell them on TikTok and they're starting to advertise it. Get rid of annoying neighborhood barking dogs. I wish I would have jumped in on that because I've been telling people to do this for decades, but don't know the legalities, so I don't want to put my name on it or press it around. But please know that that's why you don't hear dogs barking in my neighborhood when I'm working from home. Someone in my neighborhood has a dog whistle, apparently. Non-audible. Very important. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here unless you need me for anything else. I think I left your minds spinning, right? Somebody's thinking about something up there. Don't conjure up too big of a plan. We don't look good in orange. Don't forget it. And watch your notices. Rules are changing. Things are happening. Be prepared. If you have trouble next week, again, I am not available. I am backpacking for 5 days. It is my vacation with my family. So enjoy yourselves. If you need help, please call your legal counsel, or you can always call AGLA. Mona will be in the office. I believe Jennifer's also in the office in my absence. So reach out to them. They're there to help you. Okay, you guys?
Thank you.
Obviously,
Thank you. Have an amazing week. Enjoy your family. Enjoy
my
the vacation.
I'm not available to you guys, so I feel bad, So if you need something, hit me up on Monday. I go on the trail at 5 a.m. on Tuesday morning, and I don't come back until the following Monday. Okay?
Enjoy.
So don't be frustrated. I will. I plan to. Bye, everybody. Have a great week. If you need me, feel free to reach out, but I might not respond until Monday. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Patti.
No problem. Bye-bye.